How's it going, Guru Nation? So it's happening. I've officially moved to Arizona. I found a PI. For those that have been following the series, I found a PI. I actually found several, but I found one that I may actually start working with here in Arizona, here in Yuma, Arizona, an untapped market. And in this video, first of all, the process was not easy. My wife helped me out a lot. She mapped out like 100 doctors out here. We messaged them all on their emails. Usually it was the company inbox, which for sure a gatekeeper is checking, not even them. But then the ones that, like, I started doing some homework on a few, I started honing in on a few, and I started using LinkedIn Premium, and messaging them. And the PI I ended up working with, Dr. Smith, you're going to see him in this video actually. He was somebody I LinkedIn messaged through LinkedIn Premium, just like I did probably 20 others in this area. And it took him 3 months to get back to me. And he said because he didn't check LinkedIn that often. But I'm glad I did, and I'm glad he got back to me because he has the perfect setup. I didn't do a tour of his office yet. We haven't officially gotten a study yet, but we did apply for a few, and we've got 2 studies for him where the sponsor wants to use our site. And so today I went there with my business partner, Jaime Valles, who's a nurse practitioner. He's also research naive, but he's actually a family friend of ours. So he's actually a business partner with us on this, and I'm gonna interview him in this video as well. But he's in like 20 minutes away from Yuma in another city called San Luis, Arizona, where there's a lot of potential, a lot of opportunity there. He's connected to some of the major players, most of the major players in that town. So there's a lot of opportunity here. There's even some opportunities for Latinos in clinical research to get involved because Yuma is like 60% Hispanic. If we go to San Luis, Arizona, where Jaime is located, it's 90% Hispanic. So there's a lot of opportunities here. I'm very excited. So what you're going to see is an interview with me and my PI, and then an interview with me and my nurse practitioner after we planned out the logistics of doing these 2 somewhat complex studies. And if we do end up getting these, you're going to join me, Guru Nation, throughout the entire process. You're going to see everything from us doing the SIV. I don't know if I'll be able to record the actual SIV as it's happening, but I'll be vlogging on my GoPro what's happening, like reporting live from the scenes of the site initiation visit, and then just going through some of the challenges, like from ground up, how we're doing the clinic, how we're starting the clinic. And then I think it'll be kind of cool, not just for you guys, but for me to look back years later and say, okay, this is like, I have it all documented exactly how it went down, and I think it'll be fun. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you want me to keep this going. Let me know in the comments. And as always, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share, and get to meet my PI and my nurse practitioner right here. Many more with these 2 gentlemen, as well as their support staff later on. If you want to see them, it's all up to you. If you like, comment, subscribe, and share, we're gonna do more. Thank you, Guru Nation. Take care. So hey, Guru Nation, you're about to see the interview with our PI, Dr. Smith. This is Dan Sfera. You've seen this guy before, Jaime Valles. He's the NP business partner over here at Yuma Clinical Trials. We're outside the building of Dr. Smith's office, which is going to be one of our first locations. He actually has another location which we're probably going to do research in. And then Jaime works in a city called San Luis, Arizona, where it's about 20 minutes from here. But if you think Yuma's untapped,
that's right.
Like, that's uncharted territory. Like, not even map, like in the Christopher Columbus days where they put monsters, they don't know where it is. In the research world, that's what that is. It's like unexplored.
Correct.
So Jaime's here. We just had we've had several meetings with Dr. Smith. It's no longer a question of are we going to do research. It's more a question of how we're going to do it now for a particular 2 studies that we got.
That's right.
So what is your thoughts so far on research? What do you think so far?
Well, it's awesome. It's great. We'll see the statistics, and now to be able to be part of making those numbers, it's great. And also now that being having the opportunity, we're very close to get the phase 2 study. It's great.
Yeah.
It's great. So,
but let's walk and talk, because this study that, like we were telling Dr. Smith, it's not simple. This is one of the more complicated.
That's right.
studies. So you and I were just brainstorming different ways we can make it work, because you're going to be the independent safety assessor.
Correct.
Most studies don't have that. Most studies just have research staff, and everybody kind of can pick what they want to do. In this case, we have independent efficacy, independent safety assessors.
Correct.
So it's more complicated, and one of the visits is about 6 hours that require the patient to be there with a provider like yourself, an NP, available.
Correct.
So what is your thoughts on that so far, like from what you understand?
But the good thing for me is the place I work at, I work 3/12s, only 3 days a week. So my plan is to work on Saturdays, all Saturdays, and then only 2 other weekdays to be available, 3 weekdays to be able to complete the study and be there when the patients need to be here.
Okay.
So that way we can manage this, and if that's plan A, and we're already thinking on plan B, just in case something happens and I'm not able to be there, we definitely have the backup, and we're not, and we're on time with the visits, because we only have a day or two of margin.
Yeah.
So that way,
some of the visits are plus or minus 1. Others later on you become plus or minus 2 or 3.
Okay, good.
But early on it's like plus or minus 1.
Correct. So we keep close eye on the patients.
And you're a business partner of mine on Yuma Clinical Trials. So after explaining like the business opportunities for these areas around here, what do you think, like as an NP, about that?
It's a great opportunity for a mid-level provider to be able to do a little bit more than what we're doing. At this point, I can only be a sub-investigator, even for clinical research, but to be able to be part and have the opportunity to be part on that clinical research study and testing the medications is a great opportunity as a mid-level provider.
Yeah, maybe eventually a PI, but I think this is like going to be a while before that even becomes a consideration. So the next plan of action is, because this study requires not just our PI, Dr. Smith, who you saw, but it requires a dermatologist and an ophthalmologist. So you were saying now we got to call the dermatologist to try to get their CV so we can explain their assessments that they got to do, which they're going to be happy doing. I've never had a provider say they don't want to do it, because usually research pays a little more than what they see in the so now it's just a matter of the homework I got from Dr. Smith was to put the assessments for these different providers on a letterhead so that he can present it to them, and you will present it as well to them, so that we let them bid, hey, what are you going to charge for this?
Correct.
And then we're going to pay, because the sponsor is going to take care of that part.
Correct.
So that's next. So are you liking it so far?
Yes, definitely. It's super exciting to be able to see that there's a sponsor interested in our already. So it's great.
And we can get more. So thank you, Jaime. You're going to see a lot more of this guy. You're going to be seeing a lot of this guy in the next coming months. It's Dr. Smith, world-renowned here in Yuma. Locally, like very respected physician here. Has a big practice over the last 15 years. They just actually had their 15-year anniversary for Up to Par Clinic. One of these videos, we got to do a tour, because this is a great office you have. But we wanted to talk to him about his early experiences now doing research, because he's been spending the last 15 years building up the private practice. So we're starting to do clinical trials. And first of all, welcome, Dr. Smith. Thank you very much for doing this video.
Thank you.
What did you think of clinical research beforehand? Like before we started seeing these feasibility surveys? And we're very early in the process, so we're going to all be able to kind of watch as we go through from ground zero to doing research here in Yuma. What did you think of clinical research?
I figured it was all done at large medical study places.
Yeah.
Harvard, Yale, somewhere else.
So were you
Somewhere beside
surprised?
Yuma.
Were you surprised to find out that it's very practical to do, like in a doctor's office?
Yes. I thought it was always very large scale, numbers of thousands of patients.
Yeah.
We can scale it down to our own size here in Yuma.
Yes, and this Yuma's a great market for it because there's zero research outside of some oncology stuff, which we were talking about earlier. So after seeing the first two synopses for a somewhat complicated study, what do you think now about research? A lot of moving parts.
Complicated study. There's a lot involved. Lots of paperwork.
Yes, which I'll be doing.
Lots of oversight.
Lots of PI oversight, and then you have a good team here. So Dr. Snyder, Annie, who you guys are going to be seeing on the videos as well in the future. We're all going to go through research. You know, we haven't had a site selection visit yet. We've had a Zoom call. What did you think about that Zoom call? Was it interesting or?
Well, that was okay. Yeah, I enjoyed that.
Yeah. So you're going to have a lot more of those, but now they're going to start coming in person, do the tours, do the SIVs, and you have 2 clinics in town, right?
Right.
So there's actually more potential to do more studies at both of the sites. And then Jaime, who's the videographer, I'll do a podcast with him later. He works out in a city called San Luis, Arizona, which is like 20 minutes, south of here? South of here. So what are your expectations, I guess, for research?
I don't know yet. It's the first time I tried.
Yeah. So
We'll
we'll
know what
see.
to expect.
We'll learn together, guys. But Dr. Smith has been
No idea.
a very cool doctor. He's got, actually my niece comes here, like a lot of my family come here, which I didn't even know. And we'll see what the community thinks about clinical research here in Yuma. So thank you, Dr. Smith. Appreciate it. Look forward to more videos with Dr. Smith from Up to Par Clinic. Catch you guys later. Bye-bye.
Adios.